And somewhere along the way, I started, identifying more with female things as a young child, and I started identifying with being trans, and I started identifying with Barbies and girl toys, and like girl singers and like girl people, and my mom was curious about it. They initially thought I was going to be gay, and I was like, okay, so I don't think I'm gay either. Like, I think I want to be a girl and date like boys. And they're like, okay, all right, makes sense. So we moved into, the area of, we talked to a therapist. My mom and I talked with a therapist, and she said basically, your child has gender dysphoria. At the time, it was called gender identity disorder. Now in the DSM-5, it's called gender dysphoria. And being diagnosed with that is basically just an out of placement with my body. I feel gender dysphoria when I see parts of my body, or when people tell me about parts of my body that may be masculine or the opposite of the gender I'm trying to portray or feel inside. So it gives me great displacement when I experience gender dysphoria. So for the therapist to tell me what something was and give it a name for the first time really changed a lot for me, and I was able to really just start on the journey of finding out like about myself, about my health, inside and out. Because gender dysphoria is a health issue. I would say that being transgender is not a one-fits-all journey. Everybody has a different journey when you're transgender. Some people decide to take hormones, some people decide to not take hormones, some people decide to get the surgery, some people decide to not get the surgery. It really is just a case-by-case basis for each person's journey, and most importantly, their treatment plan. I know it can be very easy for folks to think trans people, they just wake up one day and they decide this, and we don't. I mean, it's not something we just decide. It's something that is like kind of bestowed upon us. We definitely don't choose this. I mean, I definitely would not choose this. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could choose this. But what I can choose, and when people say, oh, well, maybe it's, when people say it's a choice, what I can choose is to be as good of a person as possible. And I don't think that has to do with being transgender. I think that just has to do with being a good person. And my dream is just for peace and just for people to, that sounds so beauty queen, but it's true. I really just want to see peace. And I know it's possible for this country, and I know it's possible for all of us to meet halfway. I know it is. And I know how difficult, it is to wrap your head around someone like me when you've never been around someone like me. But trust me, spend a few weekends with me, or go out and shopping, get some coffee, binge watch the Golden Girls, whatever works, whatever's good. I think that you'll realize that we're actually a lot more normal and human than anything. But in the end, I don't want just tolerance. I prefer respect, and I deserve respect, and every trans person deserves respect, whether you want to understand them or not. Love one another, be braver and braver every day, and wear a mask.